Morning, everyone. It's your host of the Morning Beer Podcast, Devereaux Davis, and we're doing a Mets video today. This is day 3 of the winter meetings. It's been slow. It's been dead. It's been pretty much no big signings really from anyone. Not from our Mets, not from any of the team really. We signed a relief pitcher from the Atlanta Braves, Mr. Tonkin, I believe his name is. I really didn't see him much. Don't really remember him or remember what he brings to the table. But it's a split contract, $1 million to be a back-end piece of our bullpen, a depth piece. Davis Stearns is pretty much collecting a lot of arms and having them competing for this bullpen role. Listen, a lot of people are disappointed right now because of the lack of moves, right? But you got to fill a roster, and let's not say the lack of moves, the making of small moves. And you have to fill out a 25-man roster, a 26, 27-man roster, along with a 40-man roster. So you have to accumulate these small pieces, and he's getting these moves out the way. And he's getting competition in. So I totally get it. Or more so in the pitcher's end, and more so in the bullpen end. So it's understandable. I feel the anxiety also that the Mets fans are feeling. However, we were totally happy when David Stearns came on board. Let's let him cook and let's let him work. So now let's move on to what it is that this topic of my video is going to be about. Pretty much Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto are holding up the market right now. This is the reason why certain signings are not being done. The reason why other DHs are not signing is because they're waiting to see what Ohtani does. Once Ohtani signs, this opens up the market for other guys, other teams to be interested in, let's say, a Jorge Soler, where he might get 1 or 2 offers right now, but he might get 6 offers once Ohtani signs, because now other teams are out of it. Like, let's say the Giants, if he signs with the Dodgers, the Giants are out of it, so now a need for a DH becomes apparent for them, and they would definitely reach out to Soler or something like that. So that's the reason why no signings are done right now. Historically, like last year, by this time last year, we already had Verlander. We already had certain moves made. DeGrom already signed with Texas. All these big moves were made already at this point last year. And it's not being done this year because of the negotiations for Ohtani and how it's taking place. There's no real coverage on it because there's nothing being leaked. The movement of Yamamoto and stuff like that. So this is the reason why certain things are being held up right now. So you just gotta be patient. I feel like more signings is gonna happen after, maybe roughly before the holidays and after the holidays, which pushes it back a little bit longer. But once these 2 signings or one of these 2 signings are done, then the Yamamoto Ohtani, watch a flood of signings happens right behind that. So you just have to sit back and be patient. Now, and I can't give you a prediction on when I believe a signing of Ohtani is going to happen or a signing of Yamamoto is going to happen. Now, the reason why I feel I'm just like every other Met fan. I'm feeling a little bit antsy right now because nothing has happened with the Yamamoto signing. And the reason why I feel like Yamamoto might not be signing with us because it's going longer and longer and deeper and deeper and deeper. And I guess it's just them doing their due diligence. And at the end of the day, we can't outbid anybody, but does it come down to money? Or does it come down to him just wanting to be a Yankee, a lifelong Yankee fan? Or him just being Yamamoto just wanting to be on the West Coast? Yamamoto being a Dodger fan. Not being able to wear the number 18 in the New York Mets. Things like that. So, in case we don't sign him, and right now it's 50-50. I could say it's 50-50. It's a coin flip if we could sign him or not, or going to sign him or not, or if he's interested in playing with us. However, there is a Cy Young Award winner, a newly minted Cy Young Award winner, 2-time Cy Young Award winner that's out there, left-hander, in the name of Blake Snell. Now Snell's coming off his second Cy Young Award. Not a huge fan of him. Never been a huge fan. I felt like he's a little bit too consistent. Didn't consider him as a true ace. More of a number 2. I felt he was very fragile mentally. Like these things I felt. But then I watched Blake a few times in San Diego, and it's just the team that he was on. The personalities on that team, I don't think it meshed. And now I'm starting to look at Blake in a different sense. Like maybe Blake Snell is a great fallback if we don't can't obtain Yamamoto. Why would the reigning Cy Young Award winner? I mean, I know we tried that last year with Verlander. He was a reigning AL Cy Young Award winner, and he was our fallback if we couldn't sign DeGrom. Here we go again. But why wouldn't Blake Snell be a great fallback? He's roughly like around 30, 31 years old. Pedigree, 2 Cy Youngs in both leagues. Left-hander, strikes out a lot of batters. Doesn't go deep in the games. You might get 6 innings out of him. That might be his max. But you'll get 6 strong ones from him. 6 battle ones from him. And can he perform in New York? Is the question. I feel Blake Snell would be a great fallback. And you might have to pony up $200 million. Close to what you're going to have to give Yamamoto. Yamamoto's now price might be in the 250s, anywhere between 250 to 280, damn near touching 300 for a guy to never do a pitch in the major leagues. However, Blake Snell has, and it might be cheaper, even though he's 5 years older, he does have 2 Cy Youngs in Major League Baseball. Can he win the third with us? It's quite possible. But Blake Snell is the type of pitcher that, yeah, I think it's not a bad thing. I think I'll be happy, super happy. And he's not going to sign to Yamamoto sign because it makes no sense for him to sign now. Same thing I feel with Rodriguez and Montgomery. And so I feel Blake market, and there's people are saying he wants to go to Seattle, he wants to stay on the West Coast, more of San Fran. And I can see that because he is a guy from Washington State. But I can see us going the route of a Blake Snell for 200, maybe 220. In the around maybe we got to look at 7 years. We got to look at 6 years. I'm fine with that. 5 years. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with 5 years more so. I prefer that. Because you don't want to, Mets historically don't like to go deep with pitchers on a long-term contract. I think 5 years is optimal. However, we do have the free agent class next year that's loaded with pitchers. Do we save that money till then? But then again, could we just get Blake Snell this year and then add on next year also? So this is my plan. We don't get Yamamoto, fine. And I know a lot of us gonna be butthurt. However, we could fall back and get Blake Snell, put him with Singer, put him with Quintana, put him with Severino. And then now we still got to make another move. I'm not looking for Lucas Giolito. We didn't get Fetty. Fine. Let's go after Igamanga, the left-handed pitcher, and have 3 left-handers in our pitching staff. But let's go with maybe a 6-man. Let's stretch it out a little bit. Let's go with a 6-man to appease Singer and Igamanga. Right? So you might have to pick up another piece. Maybe then you look at Giolito as a 6, a swing, somebody else. Somebody else of that nature, somebody else of a lesser pedigree. Fetty would have been perfect in that role. But Blake Snell's not a bad top of the rotation option, fallback option to pair up with Singer, to pair up with Quintana, to pair up with Severino, to pair up with potentially another signing, what could be possibly be Mr. Igamanga from Japan. So let's see how that works. I mean, I'm on board with that. Let me know how you feel about that. Just want to drop a quick video. This is a strikeout pitcher. Can't get more than 6 innings, but he's a lefty. top of the rotation with 2 Cy Youngs in both leagues. Great resume. I mean, if this type of resume was coming from Japan right now, if Blake Snell resume was a resume that came, almost comparable to Yamamoto, because Yamamoto has 3 Cy Young equivalent of the Cy Young in Japan. Blake Snell has 2. And he had other strong seasons besides those 2 seasons. That comes over from Japan, that's going to warrant more than $200 million, roughly around the same contract that he's probably going to get, maybe $220. So I'm down with it. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Just want to make a quick video to say that Blake Snell is an excellent fallback option, and I believe we could potentially go full steam for him if we do miss out on Yamamoto. We could definitely offer him 5 years, $200 million, get him till he's 36, 37, and still, once again, he's a lefty. He can learn how to pitch. He won 2 Cy Youngs. He knows how to pitch. He would, I think, age well as being a lefty that knows how to pitch, give you 6 strong innings, and be that if at his 4th or 5th year no longer a top of the rotation guy, if he's a 3 to 4 or just a 3, I think he'll be a damn good 3. All right, let me know what you think. I'm your host of the Morning Beer Podcast, going into work. Talk to you later.